give a fabricator a fucking stock truck and we're gonna make something happen. Good morning, boys. Good morning. Gonna give you guys a quick little rundown of what we got going on. Finally, the time has come with these trucks. The tuning is available. John's doing a great job with that. I think he sent me 2 or 3 revisions with the different tune files, and this thing drives amazing. Like, it's perfect. It got rid of all the little miscellaneous, like, weird idles, the shifting, the driving on it. It was a little weird from factory, but now it's perfect. Well, anyways, what I plan on doing now, the only thing I've done to it since we did the suspension and the shock relocation, anti-roll bar and stuff, I had to remove the muffler off of this, and I took it to the boys over at Ace's Performance with Brian and them, and I basically said, like, look, it's still a naturally aspirated truck. I know the Mustangs are loud, right? When you do exhaust, and I don't want that. You know, I want this thing to be nice and quiet. So he's like, all right, well, we're gonna put this and this on it, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, man, you sure? That just sounds loud, you know? It just sounds, with the name of it, I think it was a Borla Pro XS or something. I was like, man, that thing's gonna be loud. But yeah, I mean, they know better than I do with the muffler sounds and all that. So yeah, he chose that. He put the Borla on it, and then he also all right, sorry, I don't know if it stopped it, but yeah, he put the Borla exhaust on it, the dual tips off the side, and man, they did it real quick, and man, it sounds amazing. Like, I haven't deleted any of the catalytic converters or any of that. I didn't do any of that. So it just sounds really good the way it is now. But anyways, yeah, I'm heading now. I'm heading back over to Brian's place. The tune's been on it for a while. It is full of E85, and we're basically gonna do a baseline tune on it. We're gonna do a baseline tune on it and see where the power is at now. And now I just got the adapters in from the boys over at Oz Tuning. Shout out to them. They got them to me pretty quick, and they look pretty good. I haven't got deep into it to try to install them yet, but we'll see how that goes, and I'll document that as well. But yeah, we're going with the 2018 intake. We're gonna go do some quick baseline pulls, and let's see what kind of power it makes. Boom. What's up, man?
What's up?
Bienvenido a otro episodio del Desmadre.
Let it cool down a little bit, and see how much power we make. Nah, hell no. Boys over here always got the dyno open for me, man. I really appreciate them. Guys that did the exhaust. So what we're gonna do, we're basically gonna do a baseline pull. I think I have 2 or 3 files that John sent me. We're gonna do one with what it has now, and then we'll try another one. Supposedly it has a little bit more of an aggressive curve as far as timing goes. But other than that, this is just our baseline. This is gonna be a good thing because we're gonna do the baseline on what it is now just with the tune alone. And then I have the adapters for the intake, so we're gonna do the 18 intake install. Hopefully once I get back. If not, we'll do it tomorrow, and maybe dyno again tomorrow. Try to catch around the same time, that way there's no variables as far as temperature from outside, whatever the case is. But yeah, I just want to see the power difference and show you guys the power difference. And then after all that, either we do headers or we just put our turbo kit on it. So we'll see. All right. Oh wait, I need to disconnect one of these ABS sensors. Disconnect ABS sensor for traction control. That's with the tune.
With tune?
Yeah. Man, that's pretty fucking good.
Cause everything's stock, right?
Yeah. I'll double check, make sure that's right, but if it made that, we're gonna be in business real soon. Yeah, I'm gonna save this log, send it over to John, and then see what he thinks about it. But man, for this power, I think we're gonna be in business once we put the intake on it and everything else. That's crazy, man. These trucks usually make 380, 390. So something's going on. Either it's making more power than it should, or something. It's been a while since we used the dyno, but on the dyno, if you see where it's max torque on one side and then max power on the other, it's always been flipped. So max power and then max torque. So that's why I was like, man, we made 418 horsepower. But no, we made, the first one was a little bit of a fluke because it shifted, so it spiked the horsepower. Yeah. But the second one, we made 387 horsepower and 418 torque, which that's more accurate for what it is, right? So, I sent the log, see what John says about it. I don't necessarily think I'm gonna change anything. Maybe I'll flash the new ones that he sent, see what it is. But other than that, that's pretty fucking good. Maybe he might want me to add a little bit more ethanol because I added it when they were down to like an eighth or a quarter of a tank. So, but yeah, let's see what he says and then let it cool down and we'll probably make one more and that's it. But that's perfect, bro. That's a good starting number for the truck. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna make our own ram air intake. Yeah, buddy. Don't give a fabricator a fucking stock truck, or we're gonna make something happen. Picked up 5 horsepower, 4 with our intake. I'm waiting on the new tune. We're gonna switch it up a little bit because it's shifting right before I let off, so it's giving me wacky numbers. But it did pick up like 5 horsepower by doing that. So, and then we got another tune revision. That way it'll allow us to rev it out a little more. Let's put this air box back on the nose. It's cut. Alright, unstrap it and let's hopefully get it home without getting a ticket for my windshield. So sorry guys, we're ordering saw blades and trying to figure out some billet adapters. We got these from Oz Tuning. Let me turn this down. We got these from Oz Tuning. They were made by Shear Fabrications. I'm familiar with the Shear Fab guy. He does really good machine work. So I decided to go with these. These aren't cheap, man. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, that means that way it'll let us take it off whenever we're ready to swap, do the old switcheroo. I don't know about y'all, but I don't like putting it in dry.
That's real nice.
That's nice. That machine, the machine finish is real nice. Blue one we got, and they were gonna do valve springs, head studs, and stuff, and they pulled the motor out and they started taking it apart, and they're like, "Bro, this thing is intake manifold for this truck bolts up to." And then these go on top like that and bolt onto this plate. We won't need that where we're going. That's it. We took it to the dyno and basically just got a baseline with just a tune on it on the dyno. At the end, it ended up making 389 horsepower and 423 foot-pounds of torque. Before we ended up leaving the dyno yesterday, I'll show y'all a picture here of the previous dyno pool. And so last night after we got back from the dyno, I already had everything ready to go. We got the adapter plates, from Oz Racing. Shout out to those guys. Those things are really nice. Those deals were, a little tricky to figure out, but once we figured them out, it's pretty much a straightforward deal. I ended up having to redo some of the lines on it, just kind of like the way I want it, as far as the PVC line that goes from the intake to the valve cover on the passenger side, and then the evap line that goes from the evap sensor down to the intake manifold. So had to redo those. The passenger side catch can line, or the vent line, the valve cover vent line, that one reached to the intake, fairly easy, so we did that. And then after that, I ended up, we ended up getting the intake manifold pretty much 3/4 of the way done. The day was over, and had the guys go home, and I ended up finishing it last night, but ended up finishing it, and then went out for a test drive to get a log for John. He said everything looks good, so we're going to the dyno. Let's see what kind of power just the intake manifold picks up, but just from me driving it, I felt like it picked up a little power. Maybe it's just the butt dyno or what, but I'm anxious to see. I'm loving the process that we're doing with this build. Just to show, I mean, there's not many people that are out there doing them right now. And if they are, they've been really trying to keep it, under the table as far as, showing what people are making power-wise, or what they're doing or what they're not doing. So, but yeah, man, honestly, all it is, this is just for a little bit of content, show you guys what the NA platform can do with these things. These things obviously make more power than the 2018 to 20. So I'm happy with it, and I'm ready to put turbos on this thing for real. We have the kit, pretty much already developed, and I'm changing a few things on it that we're gonna try, quote unquote, R&D on my truck. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully everything goes smooth with that, and hopefully everything goes smooth today with the dyno. So stay tuned, check it out. It's coming up. All right, all right. Not bad.
How did it feel compared to yesterday?
Feels good. Like when I drove it yesterday, I definitely felt like it picked up power.
Yeah.
I'm about to overlay the old graph on it so we can actually get a good visual of the power difference. So basically, here it is right here. So blue one is the intake, the 2018 intake, and then the green one here is the truck intake. So if you can see, like down low, it definitely did lose below 5,000 RPM. It lost a little bit of power. I want to say like 30 horsepower and like 32 foot-pounds of torque on the initial hit below 5,000 RPM. But past that, it definitely moved the RPM curve up. So it looks like it kind of just lays over right at like 7,000 RPM. And that could also just be some cam timing issues or cam timing that we can play with. But for the most part, I mean, you can see here from like 6,000, and I want to say right from the RPM torque crossover, we're already making over 20 horsepower. You know, it's making well over 20 horsepower all the way through from 5,000 RPM to like 7,200 RPM or so. So it's definitely helping. I'm gonna send this picture of the numbers to John, and then let's see what we come up with as far as if we need to make any adjustments or what. But man, I knew it's gonna make more power. I mean, go from, you know, peak horsepower numbers, you're talking 387 to 417, so it picked up a total of fucking 30 horsepower, like peak numbers, which is pretty fucking good. It's just an intake, right? And mind you, I'm still on a factory intake airbox, so I think if we were to put an intake on this thing, it'll probably pick up another 15 horsepower. Oh, shit. I think, you know, that's just me guessing, but and we can find out. Yeah. So I ordered an intake already, just for testing purposes, because obviously it's gonna go turbo, but I think if we put an intake on this thing now, it's gonna be very, very responsive. So overall, I'm happy with it. I'm gonna send the log out to John and see what he thinks, and see maybe we can pick up some power somewhere. Got one revision, gonna upload a revision and see if whatever changes he made will pick up some power, or maybe level out the curve. This is like the fun part. This is like, I think I told you yesterday, like to me, this is like better than the turbo cars. I can just fucking make 30 pulls if I need to, you know?
This is just because like now you're experimenting and you get to, like,
I love this
see
shit,
what's gonna happen.
Picked up 3 foot-pounds of torque and dropped 4 horsepower.
Well, torque is what you feel.
This
you know?
Torque. What do they say? Horsepower is how hard you hit the wall, and torque is how far you take it with you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the torque reading's all over the place. I don't know why. talking about racing or what?
Wanna try to race this truck?
Down.
Pink slip.
Bet. 8th mile from the light.
No
Why
8th
not?
mile, no 8th mile.
Why not?
That's all driver experience. You're gonna...
8th mile from the light, bro. I'll even put a tune-up in your car so you can fucking try to at least leave. Yeah?
No,
The
you
pink
got
slip.
you got years of experience on me.
No, I don't.
I've never left a tree.
What you mean?
I've never
You
done.
never launched from a fucking light?
No, sir.
I'm talking about on the street, from a
Street
stoplight.
light?
Yeah.
Maybe, but no.
How old are you?
24.
I was 15, 16 years old, bro. We used to race on Britmore and Tanner or on the Beltway 8-speeder.
Oh, over there.
Little York and I think it's Tanner.
Tanner.
Well, yeah, off the Beltway 8-speeder, like the road that Manuel's shop is on.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side where that gas station is, we would hang out there, and then whenever we set up races, we'd set up the races at the gas station, and then we'll just pull out as soon as the light turns red, pull out, and then we would use the light to race. Yeah. This is
Way back.
yeah, bro. I'm 37, so this is fucking 20 plus years ago.
Yeah, I wasn't even born, bro. I wasn't even.
Yeah, that's what we used to do, bro. It was great.
And Ritchie too, right? People used to race on Ritchie Road.
Ritchie Road, yeah.
Airport.
Yep. Okanella, which Okanella was where I'm saying on the other side there was business parks. Back there was this little road where it's a straight road. They race 8 mile stuff, but that was the spot. Britmore and Tanner, and then Little York. Like when you go Little York, you exit Beltway you exit Little York on Beltway. You make a left into towards Katy, right? As soon as you make that left, the first little road to the right, and it's a business park. It's super long, and it's a dead end. Well, that road, we used to race down that road before it had speed bumps, because now it has speed bumps. There was a huge fucking bus there. I was 16 years old at the time, and it would get really, really packed racing. And I was literally about to race, and they called cops, so I took off and I left. By the time I got home to Hammerley and Beltway area, the shit was all over the news. They had helicopters, they closed off everything. Man, they took probably 300 people to jail that time. Yeah, towed all cars. And at the same time they busted that, they busted the Sam's on Richmond.
Oh.
Back in the day, bro, the Sam's on Richmond, not the Sam's, it was Kmart back then. Kmart, and there was a Sonic in front of it. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what I mean. I
Yeah.
know the Kmart,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So they busted that place too, and at that time when they busted it, they even took people to jail that were just shopping at Kmart because they didn't know. Yeah, the city got sued like hardcore, and everybody's cases got dismissed because of that. Yeah, well, most of them, but this is a long time ago, bro. And I was out there fucking shit up.
In a Honda, right?
Yeah.
In a Honda.
My first car, I was 15 years old. It didn't take me 2 weeks before I fucking lowered it and started street racing that motherfucker.
And he wants me to race him. You hear this guy?
I would go work at a company, probably get a month's worth of paychecks, just enough to fix my car, and then I'd quit. All I would do is race all the time.
And look at you now.
All the time. Alright, unstrap this piece of shit.
Well, she's done.
She's a dud. She needs turbos. Hey, I mean, fuck, we started at 387, so I can't be mad. Fuck out of here. I don't like these guys anyway. Alright boys, so this is the end of this video. This is basically the breakdown and everything that we've done with this truck. Stay tuned. I do have the turbo kit stuff that's going to be in the process of installing and doing all our 900X package on this thing. Hopefully it makes a lot more power than, you know, our older stuff. I'm excited. I'm really impressed with the Gen 4 stuff, so looking forward to it. But anyway, stay tuned, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate everybody for watching, and see you next time.